Douglas Kennedy joins us here on set, just back from Virginia.
I think one of the things that we're missing here is I spoke with two of his roommates, and they described this guy as completely emotionless. You would say hello to him. He was completely out of touch with himself and with other people. That is a description that you only hear these days of people who are on antidepressants. I did an expose 4 years ago where we're linking violence to antidepressants.
Is it taking them or forgetting or neglecting to take them?
It is when you switch the antidepressants, but it is caused, people who take antidepressants often become emotionless, completely disconnected with their inner emotional life. I talked to a guy who was in a war who said, you cannot go and shoot 30, 50 people like this guy did. Even in a war, you can't shoot that many people without your humanity coming in and saying, but this guy was out of touch with his humanity.
One of the topics I want to talk about with Doug, with whose family I have worked hard on in terms of deinstitutionalization of the developmentally disabled and the mentally ill, is what do we do? Do we now start rounding up the people that we are treating on an outpatient basis and reinstitutionalize? Is that do we take a step back into the dark ages?
The problem here is everybody wants this guy to get more mental health. The mental health that people are providing is not working. It's unbelievable to me that we say, oh, this guy needs to be more involved in the system. It is the system that failed this guy. This guy was involved in the system. This guy was seeing psychiatrists. This guy was getting the medication, and this is what happened. This is a phenomenon that has happened since we started treating mentally ill people with this type of medication. And there are certain people who should not be on them.
1 minute to the press conference.
Doug is exactly on the mark. The guy's locked up in a mental institution for 2 days by an order of a judge. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't even know why he's there. Suddenly the psychiatrist says to him, if we start giving you antidepressants, will you take them and behave and you can get out? Of course he's going to say yes. The state forced him to take these drugs.
People are missing. I want to go back to something Douglas Kennedy mentioned earlier in terms of the treatment of the mentally ill and the antidepressant drugs. State specifically what drugs you're talking about. Are you talking about Prozac?
We're talking about the SSRI medication. So
name them for our audience.
Prozac, Paxil, and the newer ones, SSNI, I believe it is, Zoloft, and all,
and they are being overprescribed, you believe, to smooth out people's rough edges?
And particularly with a guy like Cho, who is clearly volatile. If you give somebody who is volatile these kinds of drugs, it numbs them out, it disconnects them from themselves. That's what they're designed to do. It takes their emotions away. So it turns them into psychopaths. Even the drug makers themselves say 4% of people who take these drugs become maniacal, become maniacs.
Let me ask you